it is time, Dirk-Jan, for us to provide, sum up for these 3 days of winter. I'm sure we cannot do justice to summarize the whole 3 days discussion, but let's try. So, how can international and interdisciplinary cooperation contribute to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs? That was the key question of the opening of winter and returned in many sessions over the past 3 days. The other main question which occupied us was what can be the particular added value of Indonesian-Dutch collaboration in the knowledge sector? We're not able to summarize the whole 3 days in just a few minutes, but I've got some key takeaways, and Dirk-Jan will also take turn with me to offer our takeaway. So the first takeaway is that achieving the SDGs requires interdisciplinary forms of research, hard science combined with social sciences, because many SDGs requires changes in human behavior. This is inevitable. In what we eat, how we travel, use energy, build new cities, etc. In the Indonesian and Dutch collaboration, this means that we must ensure joint learning where the most relevant connections are between different academic disciplines, how to develop integrated methodologies of doing research, and how we teach our researchers to work in hybrid interdisciplinary teams. The second one, achieving the SDGs requires collaboration between stakeholders. Minister Makarim and BRIN Chief Handoko both called for knowledge institutions working in the corporate sector. This also returned in several sessions as well. The Living Lab in North Sumatra showed an approach on how questions from the corporate sector can be linked to what students are working on in support of sustainable tourism development around Lake Toba.
Okay, yes, I totally agree with you, Evie. Those are important takeaways. So, yeah, I like this interdisciplinary approach. I think it's important. Another thing that struck me is how important it is that we have these long-term collaborations. The problems that we are trying to solve with science, we cannot solve them, as the minister just said, in 1 or 2 years. I'm glad to see that now more and more of our collaborations are really long term. I've heard about 10 years collaborations, for instance. The Joint Cooperation Program on Water Management is one of those long term collaborations, but also the partnership on geothermal energy. It's called GeoCap. And also the SPIN project, which is on social sciences. It's also at least 10 years, involving industry actors, universities, governments. So I think that's really the way to go. We need those lasting bonds between institutions, but also between individuals, right? It doesn't not oh Sometimes you have just a period, you don't have that much money for collaboration, financial collaboration, but you still need to stay in touch because new opportunities will always arise. Well, the second takeaway for me, besides this long-term partnership, is that we really what makes the connection between Indonesia and the Netherlands special is, of course, also the historical ties. And the Netherlands, we have a lot of archives and other information which might be important for researchers in Indonesia to establish longer-term data sets, right? And it's a pity that many of those are still in the Netherlands. So we really need to make sure that we digitize them. And then we can use those long-term data sets for the medical sciences, for the social sciences.
And also the message on investing on people and also flexibility of knowledge infrastructure. We need to invest on future generation, not only the students that attended and also took part in the discussion throughout the 3 days, but also young researchers, because they're also the motors of change. We would like to see more collaborations between Indonesian students and the Dutch students, as well as young researchers in Indonesia and also the Netherlands. We want to see them, having international mobility, not only Indonesia going to Dutch, but to the Netherlands, but also the other way around. So what we need is a flexible knowledge infrastructure because time is running out to achieve several of the SDGs. And this list is very much very long, and we cannot take like share with you all of the takeaways, because there are too many. I believe that everyone has their own takeaways as well in terms of religion. You also, took part in the discussion, right, Dirk Jan, how religion also is also very important in changing the way people think about climate change and so on and so forth. Okay, so it was it's very good to see the presence of our government in winter. I really appreciate that. What do you think, Dirk Jan? Is it, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was great to see. And what I want to pick on one thing you said is about the student mobility, right? That it should
Yeah.
go both ways.
Yes.
And but student mobility, but also teacher mobility. I really hope that there will be many more faculty, staff teaching, going to Indonesia. I'm a volunteer, by the way. I'm just
Me
waiting
too.
for your invitation to come to your university. I would be glad
Yes,
to do
I
some
would
research.
extend my invitation to you, not only to you, but more, Dutch academics, researchers, and lecturers.
Good, but indeed, good to see the involvement of many government actors. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Last but not least, we started winter with the presence and questions from students and how they can contribute more actively to the SDGs, for example, by integrating them into the curriculum. One student pointed out that the sustainability goals fit seamlessly with Campus Merdeka, the Indonesian educational policy that pursues innovative, demand-driven way of learning. We're happy to see that winter 2021 made all of these connections between the knowledge sector in Indonesia and the Netherlands, from ministers to students.
Cool. Well, what I also liked is that somebody on the background has been drawing as well her
Yeah.
experience during the 3 days. So it would
And
be
she
nice
is,
to see.
yeah,
It
she's
would be nice.
one of our keynote speakers, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. She was
a
there.
very talented artist and also a very productive academic,
Yeah.
Dwinita Larasati. Is the drawing in already?
So then we can have a look at that and see what strikes us looking at that. Uh-huh. Okay, there we go. Everybody have a look at the nice, beautiful drawing that she did.
Yeah, we need to acknowledge, the universities, the Indonesian universities who are at the expo stages. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, and I saw the nice gong.
Yeah.
I see the nice gong opening and the opening by the deputy ambassador at the first day.
Yeah. Yeah, and also a very good question from Nurul, one of the students that attended at Erasmus House. How we, as citizens, we don't do, and also as a, country, we must not do business as usual. How to transform? That was a very important question. Yeah, because SDG is also about, transforming ourselves. Okay.
Definitely. I do see that some people regret in the chat that not all the partnership that used to exist in the past continue to exist. So I think the invitation is open there to see what we can do more, especially the SPIN program was being referred to. We'll look into that. I see that people are not tired yet. I mean, we wanted to start to close, but people are getting more and more active, right?
Yeah.
But we need to move on, though. I think we need to move on to
We do
the.
need to move on.
We
This is
do have two
already
last speakers,
5:20.
right?
Yeah, we have two last speakers to close the session. I'd like to invite Pak Maier Vas, Ambassador of Republic of Indonesia to the Netherlands, and also the Dutch Ambassador to Indonesia, Lambert Greens, on the screen. Okay. Hello,
Hello.
Pak Maier Vas and
Bu
also
Evi.
Lambert. Yeah, I hope you're
Halo.
doing really well, Bapak-bapak.
Ya, selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Siang dari Belanda.
Yeah. Maybe Pak Maier Vas can offer the first, statement of closing.
Okay, thank you, Bu Evi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon from Netherlands. Selamat sore di Jakarta. Tadi ada Bapak Mr. Budi Gunadi Sadikin, Ministry of Health. Pak Dubes Lambert, Ambassador of Netherlands in Jakarta. Pak Peter van Tuyt, Director of Nuffic, moderators, Ibu Evi, speakers, distinguished guests, and all participants. I would like to congratulate the organizer, the Akademi Ilmuwan Muda Indonesia (ALMI), Badan Riset and Inovasi Indonesia (BRIN), Dutch Embassy in Jakarta, KNAW, Nufik Neso, and NWO for organizing this event successfully. The second winner, Week of Indonesia Netherlands Education and Research. Like last year, this year the winner is still conducted online, and we hope that the next winner will be held fully offline, hopefully. The winner has become the annual collaborative event between Indonesia and the Netherlands. It has attracted more scholars, policymakers, students, non-government organizations to participate in. Diverse issues have been discussed during 3 days, including the dynamic of urban and rural areas, water and energy management, food resilience, climate change, internationalization of education, public health, and of course, COVID-19. Numerous research findings have been exposed, and I do believe that all participants have productive and fruitful discussion during the event. Now we are waiting for recommendations and follow-up program. During the winners, the participants are not only exposed to lectures, presentation and discussion of research finding, but they are also introduced and connected to more people. Some are new and to whom they can establish new network. From this event, new networks and new collaborations will emerge. Hence, the winner will make educational and research collaboration between the two countries stronger. Education and research collaboration between Indonesia and the Netherlands has been established for a long time. Thousands of students have graduated from Dutch universities, Indonesian students, and hundreds of researches have been conducted in collaboration between research institutes, universities in both countries. I strongly believe that through education and research only, we can achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, especially poverty reduction, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, and gender equality. The pandemic COVID-19 case is the best example of how research activities deal with this unprecedented health issue. When the COVID-19 first appeared, we were all confused, uncertain how to deal with this virus. Health protocol changes from time to time. In the meantime, scholars, scientists, and governments work together to develop vaccine. And now we are happy that the vaccine have been produced. We have been fully vaccinated. And because of vaccine, our life become easier. For example, now we can meet more people. Again, I would say that only via research we can achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Today, Indonesia commemorate the historical event Sumpah Pemuda or Youth Pledge. On this day, the young Indonesian acknowledge the unity, one soil, one nation, and one language, Indonesia. I hope with this spirit, the spirit of Sumpah Pemuda or Youth Pledge, Indonesia scholars, students, government can work together to strengthen research collaboration with many counterparts in various fields. Only with collaboration we can go further to achieve more goals. Thank you. See you in the next winner next year. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Pak Mayarfas. Now I'd like to invite His Excellency Lambert Grins to offer words of closing. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bu
Sorry,
Evi
Ryan.
and Pak Dirk-Jan. Pak Dubes, Ambassador Mayervas, thank you very much for your closing words. I'd like to greet the representatives from ministries and higher education institutions, all of you working together on education cooperation between the Netherlands and Indonesia. Now, last year, we concluded winter is here to stay. And I'm actually quite happy and proud that, yes, that is exactly what has happened. So looking back on this successful second winter week, I think we can conclude that winter indeed is an annual event with a few maybe special things to be remarked. Let me highlight a few of these dimensions. First of all, we had indeed a hybrid opening with leading policymakers, ministers, and connections between Jakarta, Utrecht, Medan. We did have live students in the Erasmus House, which we were very happy with because it was the first time in Corona, during the Corona pandemic, that we had premier people in our Erasmus House live. Now, and on the second day and today, we've seen many more sessions diving into the different themes of cooperation. So connections were made and cooperation was highlighted, from climate change to smart cities and biodiversity, all under the umbrella of innovating for the SDGs, for which we do need everyone. So I was therefore very happy to see that we had a lively session with startups, but also successful matchmaking between Indonesian higher institutes and Dutch students. And of course, finally, in times of COVID-19, we were very happy with the public health discourse on COVID and health in general. So very grateful that Minister Budi Gunadi could join us today for a very inspiring discussion. Now, organizing events in a hybrid and a digital form is not really easy. So I know that the winner team has been working very hard to make all of this happen. And I think more than 1,000 people per day have been joining and enjoying winter. So I really would like to express my very sincere gratitude to all of you who have been working very hard behind the scenes. Well done, guys. Now, and I think that the challenge which was laid out by Pak Handoko, the chairman of BRIN, has been met to improve the winner program in comparison to last year. And I also agree with Pak Handoko that winner probably should be a platform for further collaboration. So of the last year, we have already taken steps to build winner as a household brand, a household name, to celebrate and to support the development of a lively and mutually beneficial Indonesia-Netherlands knowledge and education relationship. Well, here I particularly want to recollect the separate session on climate adaptation following the Dutch hosting of our Climate Adaptation Summit. We successfully dove into possible forms of cooperation, challenges, and we even organized an alumni challenge over last summer, a couple of months ago, on this topic, asking for the ideas of thousands of our enthusiastic alumni. So that was a promising start on a priority topic, demonstrating that winner indeed stretches beyond the winter week per se. So yes, Pak Handoko, challenge accepted. Now, winner strengthens our partnerships, that is for sure. Then let me reassure you, Indonesia continues to be a priority country for the Netherlands and for many Dutch higher education institutes in particular. And I'm also glad to see that education and innovation remain of great importance to Indonesia. So we have seen important developments and challenges over the past year in the organization of education research and innovation on the Indonesian side. Now, the Netherlands appreciates, welcomes these developments and is ready to support them. And I'm very happy to already see such good collaboration, both with Kemendikbud, Ristek, as well as now also with BRIN in the organization of this winter conference in terms of participation, organizational capacity, and especially the prioritization of important topics. So thank you very much. And thanks to all your teams and all these people behind the scenes to make this happen together with us. Now, I've been saying this a couple of times already, but Winner basically is about partnerships. And I just want to highlight a few examples. Last year, we saw the implementation of a joint scholarship program between LPDP Dikti on the Indonesian side and the Dutch scholarship funding under STUNET, focused on water management and technology. So we agree on priorities, we share the funding, and we work together to support young, talented Indonesians to study in the Netherlands. At this winter conference, it was already mentioned a couple of times, hosted sessions looking into the question how to encourage and accommodate greater mobility of Dutch students going to Indonesia, making student mobility more a two-way street. And I know the Indonesian government is very interested to support the internationalization of Indonesian higher education in this way. And this winter, we have therefore facilitated a virtual fair for Indonesian universities to present themselves to a Dutch student audience. I think that's a very positive step in the right direction. And I hope that many Dutch students will find a way to go to Indonesia, like I did actually in the past myself. On mutual benefits, for many years now, the Netherlands has been the largest, by far the largest European investor in Indonesia. And actually we are very keen on working and keep on working with Indonesia to find the best link, the best matches between the knowledge sector and the corporate sector, the private sector. So in this regard, I'd like to also highlight the mentioning of the need to further deepen and utilize the triple helix cooperation, including a possible management development program. It was mentioned this afternoon. Now, all these dimensions of partnerships refer to overarching challenges and questions that we need to work on together globally. Therefore, obviously, taking the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, as a results framework for our collaboration makes a lot of sense, because there's so much mutual learning to be done regarding issues like climate change, biodiversity, public health. And as Minister Nadiem Makarim said, it is now the time to collaborate for a better tomorrow. So in the spirit of the winter theme, let's innovate to achieve the SDGs. This winter week was indeed a great start, and let us continue to push that positive cooperation in the future. Thank you very much for a great winter week. Thank you.
Thank you for offering closing remarks, Pak Lambert. It has been a very productive event indeed, with rich knowledge exchange, policy inputs and recommendations, as well as networking. I'd like to thank everyone who has been working so hard to make this happen, our key organizers, the Dutch Embassy in Jakarta, Nuffic Neso, Indonesian Young Scientists Academy or ALMI, the National Research and Innovation Agency or BRIN, the Royal Netherlands Academy of Arts and Sciences, KNAW, and the Dutch Research Council, NWO.
Yes, and we should not forget the audience. I think the reason why it was such a success, or why our tasks of Evie's and my task was so easy, is that all the good questions came from the audience. Sometimes it was difficult to choose which ones to select, but that made it very live and interactive. Well, we'll see you all in the 3rd edition next year of Winner. Looking forward to it already. Bye for now.